nicknamed the Falcon is actually achieving something close to that now, because he is being devastating his opponents in the ring as well. He's been doing that. I think he's a knockout specialist by now, because the way he's taking on these fights, it's like I switch on the television and this guy's fight has just started. Round one, bell just rang away. I went for a glass of water, came back, and the fight was already over. So you can imagine what kind of a lethal boxer that he is. He is none other than Mr. Mohammad.Waseem. We have him in studios with us for tonight's show. While in the second segment of tonight's show, we'll of course be discussing Sri Lanka's tour to Pakistan 2019. All very important, because the second test match starts in Karachi on the 19th and the teams are already there. They've started practice after the first match ended in a draw at Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium. But history in the making, of course, was there. Time now to introduce the Falcon in studios. I have with me none other than Mr. Mohammad.Waseem. Assalamu alaikum, how are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I would like to first ask you about this nickname, the Falcon. You know, this is something very, very different, but it must have a lot of meaning.
देखिए Falcon nickname मेरे दोस्तों के साथ ही हम बैठे थे because of my speed. I have good speed in boxing, you know, my footwork and head movement, everything. That's why this name become a Falcon. That's why they said उन्होंने ये कहा कि आप पाकिस्तानी फाइटर हैं और you know हमारे इकबाल जो शायर है वो Falcon
उनकी
शाहीन, तो इसकी वजह से भी लोग Falcon. लेकिन इससे पहले मेरा निकनाम था China Man, लेकिन इसके बाद हमने change करके the Falcon.
The Falcon. So he says that his friends are the ones who got it there, and he believes in the concept of Iqbal, where he talks about the Shaheens that are there in Pakistan. So that's where the nickname originates from. Last fight की अगर बात करें जो भी recently आपने एक दफा फिर devastate किया, तो मुझे तो पहले ये बताएं आप ऐसा क्या करते हैं कि fight छट से ख़त्म हो जाती है?
ये सब कुछ है मेरे training पे. I'm training in Glasgow with Danny Vaughan, who's the best trainer in UK. So I work very hard every day for every fight. तो इसलिए कि आप जब वर्क हार्ड करते हैं तो आपकी परफॉर्मेंस भी काफ़ी अच्छी होती है. तो इसलिए ये जो लास्ट फाइट थी, द गाय वाज मैक्सिकन, Ganigan Lopez, he was a two-time world champion farmer. So I beat him in a unanimous decision. That was a good fight, alhamdulillah. I win and upgrade my ranking. Now I'm the top 5 in the world.
MashaAllah.
So inshallah, looking forward for the world title shot again.
Which will come to Pakistan, inshallah. We have our prayers with you. One thing which comes to your mind once you enter the ring is your opponent. Now you talked about your recent opponent who said is a two-time world champion, right? You're facing a guy who has more experience than you, more training, more the strength and the resilience, more experience. But your focus is still there. So you don't get underconfident or there's nothing in your mind. You're just focused that you want to win the fight.
Everything going to, you know, in your hard work, how your trainer train you, how he's talking about the beat champion. So when I start first time in professional boxing, my debut fight was a 10 round for the title KBC, Korean Championship. So I beat guy in a 9th round by stoppage, TKO. So a lot of fighters in the world, but nobody take tough fights, nobody take the risk to come a champion. So I take risk every time, but I make history in the world. So alhamdulillah, one fighter in the world who make history in 4th fight, become a WBC silver flyweight champion in the world, is from Pakistan. It's me.
That's you.
So alhamdulillah, you make history for my country, for my family, for my friends, for everything, for our country, for our people.
You belong from Quetta in Balochistan. So growing up, was boxing your complete focus when you were a young Mohammad.Waseem? Did you know that you're going to take up boxing when you grow up, or was there any other thing, any other sport you wanted to take up as well?
You know, in Quetta, it was a very background. You know, nothing in Quetta, no sports. A lot of people, you know, nothing. And when I start boxing, I was a little kid, you know, like. So they have in Quetta, in Balochistan, just only 2 sports, football and boxing, to people play, and you know, no more sports there, and no gyms, no facilities. But when I start boxing, because of fighting. I was fighting in the streets outside to
An aggressive
yeah,
Mohammad.
yeah, aggressive. I was fighting in my school every time. So then
Natural
make me,
ability.
yeah, yeah. That was a talent, and my parents, my father told me, so why are you going to fighting outside? You need to go to the gym.
Go to the ring, yes.
Yeah, and go to the gym and learn boxing and fight in the ring. So alhamdulillah, now I'm
A professional boxer.
I really proud to myself become a Pakistani, and I'm proud to my family to become a champion now, alhamdulillah. So making more big stories and
Inshallah.
history, inshallah,
Inshallah.
for country.
You're absolutely right that we have an infrastructure problem in many areas.
Yeah.
But now, because you won so many international fights, you're aiming for the world title. Do you think now the situation is slowly changing in Quetta? Because there would be a lot of young people who would look at you and who would say, you know, I want to be the next Mohammad Waseem.
Yeah, I'm working on it now. I'm now fighting. I have a big company, management company, MTK Global, who's the
leading company.
Yeah,
yes.
leading company. They have a lot of top fighters in the world. You know, like Tyson Fury, who's the heavyweight world champion. Billy Joe Sanders, the middleweight world champion. So they have a lot of champions. So I talked to MTK to bring to MTK Pakistan. So inshallah we're going to open MTK Pakistan. Then we support all fighters in Pakistan,
who want to learn
Balochistan,
boxing.
who learn boxing, and we push him to become a more Mohammad Waseem, more like Amir Khan. A lot of great fighters, you know. But in Quetta, a lot of talent in boxing, a lot of good fighters. I know them, you know, because I was in amateur. So now I see in amateur boxing, we train each other a lot with the Pakistani boxing team. So, but now the more talent in Quetta, more good fighters in Quetta. So because of me, they looking to me in TV, and a lot of good fighters, good fame. So they will be, inshallah, become a more Mohammad Waseems in Quetta.
Inshallah, definitely. We talk a lot about the structure of boxing in Pakistan. Let's be honest, that hasn't been that strong. You just mentioned when you were taking up boxing, there was no exposure, no facilities and everything. Now you're representing Pakistan at the world stage. Now people have started to know what boxing is all about. They're following your fights. There's a lot of social media hype. So people know now there is Mohammad Waseem, who's from Quetta, representing Pakistan. He's on his way to become the world champion, inshallah, very soon. So what can the government of Pakistan, especially the Pakistan Sports Board, do at this stage to help boxing in Pakistan? What needs to be done by the authorities to promote boxing?
I want to say, you know, to government support in the boxing. Why they support boxing? Because in boxing, a lot of talent in Pakistan. You know, when you go back, you wanna see a lot of champions. They have a Commonwealth Games medalist in boxing, gold medal champions, and I also play in amateur boxing, Commonwealth silver medal, bronze medal, Asian Games medalist, and World Combat Games gold medal. So you know the Merullah Lassi was in 2002 Asian Games gold medal. So boxing was amazing in before 2001 and 2003 because they much, you know, the Professor Chaudhry Anwar, he was a president boxing. No, he was a president on all world president, you know,
world
IBA,
president, right?
Yeah, IBA boxing. He was leading IBA. So boxing was very good that time. But now, because no support, nothing, that's why boxing coming down. So we need to support boxing. We need to open gyms and everything. So then become a more champion, become a more Mohammad Waseem, become a more Amir Khans. So we need to support, and I request to government to open boxing gyms to a lot of people come to learn.
You talked about Amir Khan. Amir is doing a great job with his academy here as well. He's trying to invest in grassroots level boxing as well. Do you believe that now, because you're a professional as well, do you believe that you also have a responsibility to pass that knowledge to the young children now, so they can also learn from your international experience?
Yeah, I want, I talk to CM Balochistan. I want to open boxing academy in Balochistan. So looking forward, inshallah, I need to open a big boxing academy. So I will be teach them in Quetta. I have a lot of good fighters there, so good friends to help, kids,
establish that academy.
Kids, and we need to grow up the grassroots fighters to bring them to the ring, inshallah.
Now you're training in England with one of the best trainers that is in the world. You're training in Glasgow. There must be a huge difference in what the training is in Pakistan and especially in Glasgow. So what is the major difference that you have felt? Is it the diet? Is it the technique? Is it the speed? What is the biggest difference that you have seen?
I think the biggest difference, you have a good, good training stuff and
equipment.
Good training camp, and they look after you. Good diet, so everything is good. Good trainer and teach you, and good techniques. Everything. The big thing is this. I think good sparring partners. A lot of champions like WBO, IBF, and WBC. So that's a big thing.
And MTK has some big names, so you've got a good chance to learn from one of the best in the business.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. So we're working on it, inshallah. We make more fighters, we bring more fighters up, inshallah. So I'm going to fight next year for a world title, inshallah. So I want to bring the world title in Pakistan. So
and that will definitely change the scenario, inshallah. We pray that we get that world title. We definitely need it. Who currently do you see as a major contender in boxing right now? We know Muhammad Ali is one of the great. There is no comparison. Mike Tyson, one of my personal favorites growing up. But who do you think right now is a boxer that you see is someone who really has that in him?
I think a lot of fighters, but I think the pound for pound now number one in the pound for pound, Vasily Lomachenko, and he's also two-time Olympic gold medal champion and two-time world champion. So he's the best fighter. And also I like middleweight world champion Saul Canelo Alvarez, who belongs from Mexico. He's the best fighter, I think. For me, I like him. I like his boxing style. So I think Saul Canelo Alvarez
is the prime contender. Definitely. We've got so many names. You've got Money Mayweather. You've got Manny Pacquiao, who I think is very, very strong at this age.
This guy is retired now because Manny Pacquiao is fighting still. He's a WBO world champion.
Doesn't get old.
He
never gets old.
Yeah, he's 42.
Yeah,
he's 42. But I think he's going to fight with Floyd Mayweather again for a rematch. So that'd be a very, very good fight.
That would be rematch, a real contest to witness. Now, carrying the Pakistan flag, whether it's national games, Commonwealth Games, or whatever, is a very special feeling. Once you win a fight on the international level and the Pakistani flag is flying, what is that feeling for you?
Oh, that was amazing feeling when I won. I never forget when I win first time WBC silver flyweight champion. So that was very amazing for me because nobody done in South Asia this job
that you were able to do.
Alhamdulillah. So I feel very proud. I'm Pakistani, and inshallah we make history again.
Inshallah. Inshallah, world title is on the coming. So is there any message that you would like to give to young people watching right now who would like to take up boxing as a professional career or a professional sport? Is there any message you'd like to give to them?
Yeah, I say everyone to come start boxing. It's the best sport in the world. In America people love boxing, in UK people love boxing, in Japan, around the world. So we need to promote boxing in Pakistan. So we need to promote our talent, our youngsters. So I invite everyone to start boxing and make history like me.
Make history, and like Waseem's father said as well, don't fight on the streets. Bring that aggression to the ring. Into the ring. That's very, very important. Waseem, thank you so much for your time on our show. I really wish you best of luck, and I sincerely hope I'm going to be cheering in the crowd once you win that world title, inshallah as well. That's Mohammad Waseem, the Falcon, aka the Falcon, of course, as he's known, and you can actually be part of this now. Like Waseem mentioned as well, take all of that aggression to the ring, utilize it, and you know, maybe, who knows, you could be Pakistan's next boxing sensation. But so far, it's Waseem who's carrying the national flag, and I really think all of us need to pray and be ready, because next year we're inshallah hoping for the world title. We're going to go towards a short break. When we come back, we'll be discussing our cricket segment in detail. Stay tuned to Sports Extra. Welcome back to Sports Extra. Now, in the break, a lot of people, including me, got to take pictures with the Falcon, Mohammad Waseem. My cameraman, my team as well. Now, I believe all of them are going to be boxers. In my next show, I don't know if I'm going to be handling some punches from the cameraman and from all my team that is behind. You never know. But one great segment before the break, and even greater segment after the break. You know, it is always special. It is always learning. And I'm full of energy whenever I have this very, very fine super lady in my show. She's none other than the great guru of cricket, my guru especially, and I've learned so much from her, none other than Miss Leena. Assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Wa alaikum salam, Mohammad, and thank you very much as always for the fabulous introduction. I feel great after you introduce me like this.
No, hire me as your manager. I'll do that more
anytime.
Yeah. Let me launch your book once it's done.
Oh, inshallah. Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
Right. What a great week for Test cricket. Not just the Pakistan one. We had Australia, New Zealand. We had an India, West Indies fabulous series. But the highlight, especially for a cricket lover like you, who's witnessed cricket throughout her years, is got to be cricket back home in Rawalpindi.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, even though the test match wasn't going to be any result, there was rain. I mean, everyone knew there wasn't going to be result, but the first day and the fifth day, the crowd. And since I was commentating for the Radio Pakistan, I was there, so I saw it with my own eyes how the Pakistani crowd, was so jubilant, so excited. I mean, you know, the excitement was uncontrollable. But secondly, more than that, the players themselves were just, you know, going to the spectators, fans, and signing autographs, taking pictures. So it was a fantastic ambience and a great message that was sent to the whole world. And it is now time that other countries look at this and see how safe we are, how much our people love cricket, that in spite of no result chance, it was a full house on the last day. And that is when they should decide to visit Pakistan and play test series, which is the pinnacle of the game, and also one day and T20s.
Day 3, day 4 washed out, but like you said, Sunday was a packed house, compensated. Because you mentioned that there's no more reason for teams not to come. Do you think that statement by the chairman, PCB, Ehsan Mani, of course the MD made this earlier, is what should be the policy, that Pakistan would not play any home series away from Pakistan, and now it's on the teams to tell us why they can't tour Pakistan?
Absolutely, because when we played in the UAE for all these years, 10 years, it was great playing there, but players don't like to perform, in empty stadiums.
Exactly. Yeah.
Great test match would have been, Pakistan played some great test matches there. I mean, Misbah's overhauling Vivian Richards' record, the 302 chase, chasing almost 6 runs per over in just 2 sessions, that and many more. The low scoring test matches where Pakistan would dismiss for 99, yet they won the test matches. All those test matches, and all of them were played in empty stadiums. I mean, broadcasters don't like being in empty stadiums. I did the 2016 PSL but great PSL match and just 4 or 5,000 people. So you don't like that. You like, as a broadcaster, as a player, you like stadiums to be full. That is what creates the ambience. Your future heroes are born when they see their stars performing. Like, for instance, they saw Babar Azam's century, they saw Abid Ali's debut century. He created a record. Debut century in one-day international, debut century in test matches.
Yes.
So, you know, when the children go and see such heroes, we get future heroes. We are not going to get future heroes.
And you can compare them, can't you? Because you mentioned empty stadiums. As a fan, when you see those empty seats, you change the channel. You don't want to watch a test match. Now you compare it with a packed house of more than 25,000 people in Rawalpindi on Sunday. Amazing.
Absolutely. I mean, not only was that crowd chanting for the players, but you know, broadcasters like Ramiz Raja and all, whenever they went, I mean, the whole stadium erupted. Or if you went towards the side of the balcony and you just sort of waved a little, there'd be like a huge noise. So it was great being there. Just the, you know, just the whole feeling. 5 days, even the days when it was raining, just the feeling of that stadium and seeing the first day packed and the last day being packed. So, you're answering your question, which was, you know, if I agree with Mr. Mani, absolutely 100%. I mean, there is no reason after this series, after the second test match, inshallah, when it goes smoothly, there is no reason for any team to refuse a series in Pakistan. Especially, you know, all the hard work that has been done the last 2-3 years, and started out with Zimbabwe and then the World 11, and West Indies and Sri Lanka coming for a short series, now test series. There is no reason that any team should refuse on security grounds. Security was perfect. I mean, perfect for the team at least, but it was great. I mean, I felt nothing. I was in
Overall
the
arrangements that you saw.
Excellent. I mean, 5 days I was there. From I used to reach there before around 8 o'clock, even in the days it was raining. Wake up 6:30. I knew there was going to be no play, yet I was so excited to wake up at 6:30, get ready, have breakfast, take a shower, and just pick up the other commentators. I used to pick them up from the radio station, and then just, you know, drive quickly. Ask even my driver, I used to say, come on, quickly, just reach. Just, I knew there was going to be no cricket on those 3 days. Yet, you know, being there with other broadcasters, team practicing, interaction, and just the whole feeling was beautiful.
You got to meet Chachu Danny Morrison as well. So that
Oh,
was
yeah, I made great friends with him. My deal with the 10 Sports guys were that every day, from day one, and I'm very good friends with Ramiz Raja, so that's different. We know each other 15 years. We have the same sun sign, which is Leo. We are both Leos, so we share a lot of things, you know. But the other guys, all of them, my thing was to feed them dark chocolate.
Oh.
So every day they'd be looking for me. Leena, where's Leena? You know. So I said, why are you looking for me? He said, oh, I want chocolate. You know. So you know, we had a great time. So it was just like a picnic, and the happiness even those guys felt for Pakistan. Roshan Abhi Singh, he was kind enough to come to our commentary box on my invitation in the radio. Pakistani commentated, commentated with me for half an hour. And the rest of the guys, all day we were interacting, and it was great fun.
Great fun indeed. But that's, you know, boils down to the question that we see, that we often claim that Indian culture gets all over the world. Their cuisine, their, you know, dresses and everything is there. India is being, you know, exported to the world stage. We often feel that, you know, ours is the true culture because the subcontinent had been shared for quite some time. Now, do you see that in Pakistan, because they're doing it so well through sports, through their IPL, which is a festival, through other matches that are held in Pakistan, in India. Now, with Test cricket in Pakistan, with more international cricket in Pakistan, we can finally export our culture the way the Prime Minister has a vision to export Pakistan to the world.
Yes, definitely. I mean, and they did it well also this time also during the whole broadcast. They showed different parts of the city, different foods, how they're made, what kind of crowd comes, and some of the stuff they showed in the 10 Sports box was that, you know, the halwa puri and the mamu burgers and all that. So yes, that is a great way to project your culture. Also, recently Pakistan has been named the #1 destination.
Yes.
So to follow it up, I mean, I think they did a great job.
Are you sad that we got in front of Turkey, being the #1 destination?
No, no, Pakistan's my home. I mean, you know, I'll always be happy for Pakistan. But I love Turkey because I'm a very water person.
Yes.
And they've developed, one thing that Pakistan should do and learn from Turkey is that we've got such a beautiful coastline and we've got just one city on it, Karachi.
Yeah, that's it.
They've got a equally okay beautiful coastline, and I can't, on my fingers, I can't count the coastline cities. I have myself seen 7 or 8 of them so beautifully developed. So our government should take a leaf from their book and develop our coastline.
Gwadar and Gadani could be the
And
next
so many
big thing.
more. I mean,
you could have a
hotels
stadium there,
and-
couldn't you? Sports could go there. Now,
Yeah.
coming back to the game itself, Leena, of course, rain did spoil the fun, bit of it, but the wicket was playing fine. Abid Ali's century makes a very strong statement, raises a lot of questions at the same time. You know, we can't be cricket experts if we're not skeptical and if we're not, doing constructive criticism. But this really answers the question of first-class cricket that has been there in Pakistan. He's a genuine product of the old domestic structure, but definitely a pick too late.
Yeah, he's 32 years old. I mean, he could have been picked. My thing is if a gentleman starts playing cricket, first-class cricket, around the time he's 22, 23, and he's a batsman, then let him play till about 27, 28. Pick him when he's about 28. He's played 5 to 6 years of domestic cricket, 6 years, 6 seasons, and then pick him. 32, yes, is a little late, but he's a batsman. If he keeps performing well, he can play till 38 to 40. Same goes for Fawad Alam. I think they need to give him a chance also.
Your thoughts on him being left out?
Oh yeah, I was greatly disappointed, and I was greatly disappointed that when I was having a discussion with quite a few of cricket people in that area, in that broadcasting area, in the media center, I was very disappointed that because of his ethnicity, they were happy that he wasn't picked. No, I told them, look, you know, you could be Pathan, you could be Punjabi, you're from Karachi, you could be from Balochistan. Don't think about these things.
You're doing it for Pakistan.
When you're judging a player, see how good he could be for Pakistan. What kind of, how he's been left out for so many years, how he must be suffering, whether he's a Punjabi or from Karachi or from Peshawar, doesn't matter. I mean, I want to put myself in his shoes, and and this is the second time I'm saying this, so much injustice would have been done to me, so much injustice as has been done to Fawad Alam. I would have shot myself in the head, I think injustice has been done to me on many occasions, but maybe half. And I still feel frustrated. But the kind of injustice done to Fawad Alam, I would have shot myself. But okay, I want him to be selected in Karachi, but I don't know how Misbah is going to do it. If he didn't select him for the first test, I don't know who he's going to drop in the second test and put him in.
Make way for Fawad, yeah.
But I still feel some way should be made for him and he should be selected, and I hope that he performs also, and not just one chance, but maybe he should be given ample
a long
opportunity.
Run now.
Yeah,
a long run.
At least 4 or 5 tests to see how he's doing.
Because you always have the inside news that no one else has, people have been asking me, and I'm sure they've been coming up with you with this question of Yasir Shah not playing the first test match in Asian condition, going with 4 seamers is something strange.
Well, first of all, they thought rain about, and Pindi pitch always has had a little bit
Nippy,
of bounce. It's been nippy. It does sort of help the fast bowlers. Then Yasir Shah's form also hasn't been that great. So they just thought they'll go with 4 fast bowlers, and all of them performed well. I wasn't happy with how Abbas was bowling in the first session on the first day, but second session he came back and bowled well. But I would have still selected a spinner. If not Abbas, maybe Kashif was in the
he's
side.
there in the side,
yes,
yeah.
so I wouldn't have gone with all 4 fast bowlers. I would have dropped Abbas because he doesn't look in great form. Besides, the world has found him out. Last year I told Azhar Ali, after the Lord's victory when they were playing in Headingley, I was in Headingley doing some work for some international channel. I wrote him a thing and I said, look, you're not the captain, I know. You're not responsible. Sarfaraz was then the captain. I said, look, all of them would now stand outside the crease to counter Abbas's swing.
Yeah.
But he said, oh yeah, we'll do the basics. He thought I was saying some nonsense. But exactly that is what happened, because he's got less space, so he's got to involve himself and maybe work on his pace a little bit. But I would have, answering your question, the basic question, I would have picked up a spinner. If not Yasir, they've sent him to the academy to work on his, he will be part of the team in the second test, so maybe he will be picked up in Karachi, because Karachi, of course, the last couple of days offers a little bit of spin. So he might be picked up there, but if he's not ready, if they think he's not good enough yet and he needs more time, then maybe Kashif should be picked up. But I won't go again with a four-pronged pace attack, and I won't drop Shinwari. I thought he was underused, underutilized, and whatever he bowled well. So I would probably drop Abbas, but they wouldn't.
Yeah, they wouldn't probably. That's the thing, because you saw a little bit of immaturity with this bowling lineup. They were trying to attack the wickets too much. When you've got to set the batsman out the way Mitchell Starc does, I think he's the best one in the game right now. Him and Nathan Lyon make a killer pair. But that is Australia. This is Pakistan. I genuinely feel that Fawad Alam's inclusion, that was one of our agendas we've been screaming about in the past shows. I think the next agenda has to be to convince the PCB to ask the ICC to have more test matches for Pakistan.
Absolutely, I fully agree, Ahmed. The number of test matches we have in the next year and a half, the test championship also started. If you compare it to, say, India, Australia, England, we're nowhere close. I mean, they're balancing out the points, but if we want to improve in test cricket, we're a new team, we've got all these new bowlers, so we need more test cricket, definitely. And I think the PCB is making a good move when they've asked Bangladesh to come. I think it's almost certain. They're coming in the middle of January, and I think one of the test matches is going to be played in Pindi again. So I think it's a really good move.
Right, Leena, that's all we have time for. Thank you so much. I bet we're
pleasure.
hoping for Karachi test to give us the excitement. And the Karachi's crowd is definitely going to be there. But the cherry on top would be Fawad Alam playing in Karachi.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well said. Both the things. We win the match. Fawad gets a century. Fabulous.
That's it. We've had a great month of test cricket.
Absolutely.
But great to have you on the show. Always great learning for me as well. And Leena's all over social media. Our fans are there and they speak for themselves, and for Leena as well. And you can catch her on social media. She's very, very viral there, and she really knows how to talk very straightforward. And that's the way it should be done. I think that's the way. You need to let people know the truth about cricket, what's being done, what should be done, what shouldn't be done at the same time as well. And definitely, at the end of the show, I will say goodbye from me and my entire team. Of course, we're going to catch you tomorrow with another special edition of Sports Extra. Until then, take good care of yourself. Goodbye.